Shalom. First and foremost, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arakakodash, divine to the apostles, bishops, elders of great millstone, to rule well and teach well. Shalom to all the sincere. I can push and troop on faith throughout the four corners of the earth. While shalom to the few sincere sisters that I go off from listening and being obedient to their home, as well as to the one that is scattered abroad and say shalom. Come back at you with another lesson, Lord, on Yahweh Atazah. So let's be edifying. It's gonna be a quick lesson, straight into the point. Dealing with a little bit of the things that's going on. As we see happening in the world. As we know, Yahweh Shai said these things will happen. In the end, man. Matthew 24 and verse 3. It says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be?" God says, "Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" For Yahweh shall return, the great King, the Son of the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, meaning he is, and Yahweh shall, meaning he saves, he delivers. His disciples came to him, asking Yahweh shall, what will be the signs, that we know in the end, and when you return. And Yahweh shall answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. And that's a lot of, as from Elder Pastor on down, says a lot of how can I put it? A lot of deceiving, that's going around, man. You got all these false prophets, haven't burned this dude up in a while, but the Pegster, look what he said. He said when he went on no jumper for I think the fifth time, they asked him, well, I thought you're a Hebrew Israelite, who do whatever. It's like, I am, but, it's, the community is toxic, and, I forgot what all he said, but he was like, it's toxic, and I'm on to better things, or something like that, but I know he said it's toxic, or whatever, and, then on one of them he said, a guy asked him, who are you, and whatever. I think he said Guerrilla Hebrew or something. I know he said I'm from I'm Hoover Crip, 80. I don't know shit. Hoover Crip or whatever. And this is a guy that, a lot of these Jakes and Eve, especially Eve, but Jakes as well. That followed him. Jake and Eve, they have itching ears. They want to hear smooth things, and Jake want to mix the streets and half Hebrew, half street, half holy, or half Hebrew, or whatever, man. Then you got IUIC, with a lot of people that's following, Nathaniel, the bishop of IUIC, Nathaniel. So it's a lot of people, that's being deceived, man. Of course, you got Christianity, but a lot of people are starting to wake up to that, being bullshit. How that don't teach you anything, and even amongst Jake, man, not in order to drive. Even amongst Israel, you have a lot of these, false prophets, man. ISUPK, IUIC, this is serious, man. It's serious, business, because it's dealing with, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It's not like, first and foremost, telling myself, like a regular job, you think lightly of, or whatever, or however you may think of it. No, we're dealing with, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and it's going to be shown even more through the judgments, that the Lord is about to bring upon all these false prophets that's deceiving, the people. It says, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, or Christ, and shall deceive many." And, like I said, majority of our people are deceived, man. Even in Israel, following after the majority, man. IUIC, ISUPK, Sakari, Genesis, GOCC. They have a lot. Camps have a large following because it's nothing but nonsense. It's not the truth, man. It's no order. It's just a circus. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And shoot, we seeing that, man, 100%, man. Now you got blackouts in Venezuela and parts of Venezuela and things of that nature. Who's doing it? Of course, Babylon the Great, America, man. You got Venezuela already being a strategic partner with Russia, already, and things of that nature, man. You even got the president of Venezuela, going back and forth at Trump, man. Yeah, let the weak say I'm strong. And where you got Big Brother Russia, like Elder Apostle was going into it, being a gardener to them, man. You got all these on a global scale, these countries. They just had a meeting with Xi Jinping, things of that nature. Meeting. I think you had a picture of all of the leaders that went over there to that meeting with Xi Jinping. I'm saying it wrong, but it's lucky. But the president over there in China, and then you had, I think it was the G7 leaders with Trump, if I'm not mistaken, but it was on Twitter or X, whatever. Just showing the difference of how all these countries coming together, and then how all of the G7 or whatever. Just it was a picture with Trump where they was just sitting down and Trump was at the head desk or whatever. Because who do they follow, man? They follow after the horde, man. It's in the scriptures. They follow after Babylon the Great. But the nations, they're done sucking, the whore's milk, man. They're weaned off, man. They done hearing all the lies and the deceit, and the philosophy that Babylon the Great comes with, man. And now they're mad, Venezuela, you even got Taiwan and China, Philippines as well, man. Ukraine and Russia. Now you got them saying UK telling their people to prepare for war and things of that nature, for in the coming months. So like, let me park real quick. But you have all these things happening in the news. Why? Because the signs of Yahweh's return, man, soon. Yahweh is on. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines. Back up very quick. It's goddamn hot as motherfucker. So like it says, and ye shall, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. You had that earthquake over there in Afghanistan, if I'm not mistaken. You had 2,500 people that was deleted. But I know it's in the thousands of deleted over there in Afghanistan, and the numbers continue to climb. So, hey man, these are the times, man, of the end. And what? Oh yeah, can't forget that. I mean, brain fart. But can't forget that you got the flesh eating the bacteria. You got all these recalls of oysters and shrimps. It's we're in the end, man. Nothing but pestilences, famines,